What's your lemonade stand story?
And he was like, YouTube's going to be the next big thing, Devin. Like, you need to get on that. You need to get on it early. And I'm like,
And all of us, we all go through our own trials, our own level of stuff.
Sure hope this works out. Otherwise, this will be a huge waste of time.
I mean, what else is it all about other than just taking risks and continuing to try and grow and hopefully get better and better at making things?
Most of the billion-dollar brands you've seen were started by people that were just solving a problem for themselves.
We're telling lemonade stand stories from some of the world's top creators, makers, and go-getters.
We're rolling right now.
Hey,
We're having fun. We're rolling.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this podcast today is sponsored by Yalla, a task management and team collaboration software that we use at Lemonade Stand. We use Yalla to keep all of our team members organized, wherever they are. In fact, we used it to plan and organize this podcast. Visit yalla.team, that's YALLA.team, and try it for free. We also have a special offer for all listeners of this podcast. Use promo code LEMONADE and get a lifetime 25% off if you upgrade. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Chandra Prabhakar with the Lemonade Stand Stories podcast, and I'm here with two incredibly delightful people. No. Seriously, you need the praise. I will take some time and praise you guys.
Take it.
Okay. Jordan and Bubba Page are people that, you'd think that I just recently met them, but like Jordan just told me that she was in India, in my hometown of India, which was shocking and glorious. And so I already feel like, and I was there around the same time we discovered.
Yeah, we decided that we were best friends in 06.
We crossed paths,
Yes.
because she was telling me she never even ate Indian food while she was there, only mac and cheese. And
I know.
it
It was a tragedy. It's my favorite food.
Yeah.
Indian food. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I think we need to go back to India and do it right.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, funny story about that.
We need a tour.
Yeah.
Well, here's the funny thing. We just barely made another connection that the Bennetts are good friends of yours.
That's right.
Yes.
And I'm planning a trip with the Bennetts to India right now.
Done.
What?
Yeah.
Oh
Done.
my
I know,
gosh. We're doing this.
I know.
Our
It's
Our
like-
daughter's name is Priya.
Which
I
is
love
crazy. Yeah.
India so much. It's a twist on a common Indian
Can we
name.
just put that on the calendar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
We
in
have
fact,
to.
I mean, this podcast can be done in like 10 minutes, right?
100%.
We
We can get to the flight on time. Absolutely. And I mean, we'll try, like, while we're at the ticket counter, let's see if we can get our passports. It'll be fun. It'll be great.
That's a problem.
But no, you guys, this is so great. I've heard many things about you guys from our mutual friend, Derek Miner.
Yes.
And then I got a chance to like research you guys. Well, what's funny was not just Derek Miner, other people like that I was associated with that I'm doing shows with, they were like saying, oh my gosh, Jordan and Bubba Page, like we got to like talk to them and connect with them. And my friend Melissa didn't really know you super well, but she's seen your stuff and like has seen what you guys been up to. So I'm like, oh my gosh, let's like dissect this and see what you guys are all about.
Oh, that's so nice.
And so yeah, I stumbled upon all of your stuff, like Fun, Cheap, or Free, and I got like really excited because that is like the story of my life.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not fun, cheap, or free,
Like, what is it? Yeah.
I'm out. I'm done. So I want to kind of talk a little bit about that, and as part of your budgeting plan that you guys been doing, because I've heard you've been saving people tons and tons of money, which is so epic.
Millions
so epic.
and millions.
Yes, and why that's not donated to me, I don't know. Anyway,
That's right.
it's perfectly fine. But yeah, guys, so welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Woo!
Happy to be here.
So
Yeah.
exciting.
So tell me, like, first off, you guys met at BYU, is that right?
We did.
That's
here
so
in the
great.
good old town of Provo, Utah.
Oh man, that's so good. And was it love at first sight, or how did that all go down?
No.
Depends on whose story you want to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, stop. We were friends. We put ourselves in friend zone pretty quick. And that's like the best place to be to find your future spouse.
You
want to pick
didn't
someone.
know something was going to happen because you were just friends.
Right.
And then something evolved.
Yeah, we had a mutual friend.
Oh my gosh.
It's really, we should make the story cooler. Okay, so I was swimming in the ocean. There was a shark. And
I came to save
Bubba was
her.
in these short shorts, and I was just like, "You." No, I'm kidding. Okay, it's not that exciting. We had a mutual friend.
Yeah.
We met. I was too young. He was too short. So
That's hence the friend zone. Friend
Yeah.
zone just
so
Of course, that
promptly
makes
put
sense.
ourselves in friend zone. I was way too immature, And then we went to the Price is Right together with friends, went on a road
She
trip.
planned this road trip and had 3-page itinerary.
Okay, listen.
It was quite organized.
Wow.
And I was impressed.
Yeah.
It was, it was like kind of before cell phone era,
Sure.
where you had to print out the
Bob
MapQuest
Barker was
prints.
still there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we were just friends for a long time. And then I went to India and I was
Where
there.
all dreams come true.
And I came back like
changed.
a woman,
Yeah.
While she was gone is when I was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
She has a soul.
This girl that I think is fun is now amazing.
Ah.
I'm
So,
telling you,
it
India
changed.
brought us together.
Things
makes
changed
sense.
for
I
me.
was there.
The problem was things changed for me. They just didn't change for her yet. So it took a little while for her to be like, wait a second, you're not just my friend anymore. You're like actually taking me out. I'm like, yes, I am.
I still say to him sometimes, I'm like, I still can't believe that college Bubba is like the father of my children, Bubba. Like that, it doesn't
our
even feel
8
like the same
children, Bubba.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 8 kids, by the way. So, it worked out.
It worked.
so
We
epic.
love each other.
I love it. You know what? I have a motto that says the friend zone leads to the end zone.
Oh my gosh.
Did I make it up right now?
TM.
Maybe I'm. No,
maybe.
I don't know. I might
Oh
have heard
my
of it.
gosh. Put
I-
that
you
on a
know
muffin
what?
box.
I've been wanting to say that for the person that I end up marrying. I just haven't had the chance
Friend
to say it
zone to
yet.
the end zone.
Friend zone to the end
And you know
zone.
what?
Really
Go
do.
on a road trip with that person.
Yeah, I believe
With
that.
others.
With others. Because you just get to know them in all their different weird
You
circumstances.
see them sleep
Sure.
deprived and road rage.
Tired,
and
hungry.
Tired, yeah. Anyway,
Oh my
It's
gosh,
good.
highly recommend
that's like the
that.
way I live my life.
There you
Tired
go.
and hungry and full of road rage.
Road rage. all the time.
I look like I live on a road trip every day of my life, which is great. So that's awesome. So you guys met then, and you guys fell in love, and it was a fun process. But how did that all come to like you saying, okay, you know what? Now we want to change the world. Like there must have been a point when you're like, okay, like this is the catalyst. This is the moment where we're gonna make our lemonade and like make the world love us.
I did get in a lot of trouble when we were dating when she asked me, why do you love me? And I said, because I see so much potential in
like,
us.
Oh,
and she's like, wait a
potential.
second.
Yeah.
She did not like the word potential.
Don't listen.
Even though it's
Listen,
very
when you're in
amazing.
friend zone, trying
Yeah.
to move to the end zone, don't use the P word. Just
I
don't.
loved it.
It means fixer upper.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah.
Does
okay.
only to her it meant Fitzgerald.
Whatever. We're
Yeah.
good.
This
8
is so
kids.
great. I
We
will be
made
your
it.
therapist. Yeah, 100% here.
So interestingly, Bubba is the entrepreneur.
Okay.
We decided early on in our marriage.
Both entrepreneurs. I just
Well,
got started first.
But this is the story. I never had an interest in it. I worked with at-risk teenage boys. That was like where my heart is at. I know, I love it.
Yeah.
And then we started having kids of our own at-risk kids.
Yeah,
Hopefully
true.
not.
Totally.
And I just wanted to be home. But I am creative in a sense and also very easily bored. I'm a yellow personality.
Me too.
So I was supporting Bubba in his business endeavors.
So I started a startup. I was like, look, I don't think I'm going to be able to support our family for a little bit. She made me promise that by the time we had our first kid, if I couldn't bring home a paycheck to support us, I'd have to quit and go get a job.
Oh wow.
And I was like, okay, that's
The
fair.
J-O-B word.
Fair.
You know what? That was actually his. I was nervous about him quitting his job and starting a business. And he said, I promise you, give me a year. And if by the time we have a family, if I can't support us,
And
and
I'm pretty
love
sure
that.
it was like 1 year later, the child came and I was barely able to take a paycheck.
Yeah, it was
and
rough.
that was a little spotty.
So the story is he quit his job to start a business. We had kids. I stayed home, self-employed income all over the place.
Yeah.
2008 hit. That was fun.
That was so
and yeah, good times.
Yeah.
And we were living off of credit cards. And we were always pretty frugal. In fact, Bubba wouldn't take me to dinner when we were dating. He was a dessert date because it's cheaper.
Can I pick you up at 8 p.m.?
Yeah, if you take him out after 8,
That
you
means
don't have to
you've
buy him
already
dinner.
eaten your dinner.
Yeah. And I was like,
that's
I know
smart.
what you're doing.
Yeah.
I can smell that. That's great. Let's do this. So we were a good match, frugal wedding, the whole bit, took coupons to go eat dinner. But then boom, all of a sudden our security was stripped out from under us. We put our life savings, which, wasn't much, but at the time it felt like a lot.
Yeah.
Into a real estate investment that didn't work out. And we were just stuck. Anyway, I went online, which is a little different than it is now, but to try to find someone to help me.
blogosphere.
Yeah. To try to help me with budgeting. And truthfully, it was a bunch of old white guys. Like they just were telling me about Roth IRAs and 401ks and pay cash for your car. And I'm like, I don't speak any of this. Just tell me about Costco. Like, can I do Costco? Target. Can I do Target? Anyway, so I was frustrated, couldn't find anything that spoke my language.
Yeah.
And I kind of just started making some stuff up on my own using visual story problems and not thinking about money as money, but thinking it more about things that that I could relate to, because I'm not good with numbers. I've never taken a finance class, and it worked. And then with Bubba as well, we paid off. Okay, ready for this math?
I don't even know if I'm ready, but
all right,
go.
Brace yourself.
I'm
okay, it was
ready.
$15,000 of credit card debt that we had built up. It was like $10,000 on one credit card and several on others. And we also had a car we couldn't afford, which was like $10,000. And then he was making $31,000, but we paid off all that debt in 1 year. Wow. So we paid off $15,000.
Sold the car. That helped.
Yeah. We paid off $15,000 of credit card debt plus our auto loan in 13 months, making $31,000. And we weren't miserable. We didn't feel like we were suffering.
Right. Yeah.
So that's when it was like, oh my gosh, this is exciting. This is not like these old white guys are making it sound like. This is actually really fun. So we had this family blog. Remember back in the day, the blog spot.
Oh my gosh.
Blog with like the scrapbooking backgrounds. And so I started just posting tips and tricks on that. But then I had this I wanted our family life private. So I made that private and started a blog and spontaneously called it Fun, Cheap, or Free.
Love it.
And just started posting for fun, and here we are. So that was 2011.
It took me like a year and a half to convince her that she should at least put ads on the site.
Right.
She was doing all this for fun and just like having a good time. And then I looked at the stats. And I'm like, there are hundreds of thousands of people reading your blog.
Yeah.
Let's at least, they don't have to pay anything. They just come and you'll at least get compensated for your time.
It's been a long road. It was kind of an accidental entrepreneur situation because I resented and really pushed back on making money because I said, once I make money, it's going to be a job and people are going to require things of me. And that is the case. It really has its downsides. But by putting ads on the site, and now we have products and programs that can help people, we now have a team of like 17-ish people plus some contractors. Wow. And a lot of them are supporting their families. Everyone works from home, mostly women. Yeah. And now we reach millions of families all around the world and just help them with we just help them build stronger families with budgeting and productivity, meal planning and cooking, and just laughing, hopefully. We think we're funny. We're not actually that funny.
Kitchen dance parties.
Yeah, kitchen dance parties.
Oh my gosh. Listen, you guys are a laugh a minute. I'm like barely holding it in. Here's one thing I was gonna ask, because you guys also do YouTube, right? Is that part of your whole thing? Mm-hmm. It's so interesting to see like how people that have like become like viral sensations and things, or like influencers, all stumbled upon it by accident, is what they say. But I really think it's like divinely appointed in a way. Like you solved a problem for yourself, and then you realized, oh, everyone's got this problem. Mm-hmm. You know, like I remember, man, like when I first got into acting, turns out acting's not a very stable career.
What?
I know.
No.
It's so weird. It's shocking. It is very shocking.
What?
I know. It's very, very bizarre. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to LA. And so I moved to LA for like 9 years. And turns out it's even harder there. It's a very interesting
saturated
thing. Yeah, very interesting thing. But somehow or other, like I found that like those principles that you're talking about living like cheap and free and having fun with it, was the key to becoming a successful actor.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Because it changed my mentality. It changed my mindset. It made me realize I already had everything I needed before I book a part. And when I had that attitude, I would book the parts. I would go in fully confident. I didn't feel like, oh, I need this part. I need to get this thing. I need to book this thing.
A desperation behind it.
There was no desperation. It was just a very relaxed energy. And the casting director felt that, and they're like, hey, this guy just seems so relaxed. And my career actually took off.
Wow.
Because I had a certain type of mindset, which I think is like the fun, cheap, and free mindset.
Yeah.
You may have experienced this when you were in India, but when I went to India, one of the things I noticed was how I guess you could say how little material things people had, and yet how happy they were.
I have always said that.
You don't need a bunch of stuff to make you happy.
You don't. Yeah. I talk about that in my program. It was, I mean, I came back a different person. I walked out of friend zone when I came back to Utah, because it really did change me.
Right.
The perspective of exactly what you said. You have everything you need.
Yes.
You really do. Everything else is just gravy. And yeah, I agree. When you look at it as a blessing instead of an entitlement or a necessity or something you have to have, yeah, it just changes. It changes the energy behind it for sure.
Absolutely. Well, now, what about yourself? Did you ever feel like when these things were kind of taken off, like, did you feel that same energy shift as well, where you're like, oh wow, like I'm happy not needing all this stuff?
I mean, we always had the frugal nature. That was just the way we were raised and the way we kind of lived our lives.
Yeah.
And so when and when you start a business, typically anybody out there starting businesses, you're usually not rolling in the dough right away. And so having that frugal mentality really helps you to, I think, go a little further with your business.
Yeah.
Now, as the businesses began to be more successful, we tried to not just live. A lot of people, they earn more, and so they spend more.
Yes.
They start spending above their means even when they're making great money. We wanted to set a rule and say, and you guys probably heard a quote, something like this, but let's live like nobody else will for at least 5 years so that we can live like nobody else can after.
I love that.
And that rule was really helpful for us early on to be able to scrimp and save and me ride my bike to work instead of needing a car. So we went down to one car to do it, making sure that we weren't buying expensive clothing. There was no reason for that, or jewelry for no reason.
Furniture. We didn't really decorate our house. Yeah.
And so, but those sacrifices, it wasn't just in the money that was saved. It was much more of ingraining a habit.
Yeah.
And I think we still live by those things today. Even though business has been great, we've been really blessed with a wonderful team to help us produce such great content. And the business that I started that she supported, we ended up selling it last year.
Oh, wow.
And so even after 11 years, having a business that we exited and then continue to grow these businesses together, it's been a wild ride.
For
honestly.
sure.
And it's just been, definitely blessings like crazy. God's taking care of us.
It's been really neat because those years of sacrifice which ended up being more than 5, but it didn't feel like it. It was just a happy life. We now, anyone walking in would look at us and be like, "No, they're not frugal. No, they don't do that." But we live the life we live because of the mentality, because of the practice, because we still budget the same way. We still watch every dollar. We still don't waste anything. But at the end of the day, we have more now than we did, but our mindset is different. If it burned down tomorrow, it'd be frustrating, but whatever. We're not emotionally attached to our stuff because we didn't have any for so long. And my biggest fear and the hardest challenge we have now is instilling that in our kids because they are reaping the rewards of our hard work.
Right.
So we fight every day to make them grind a bit. We just really don't want to give them everything.
We fight every day.
We fight
together.
Fight the good fight
to help our children.
Man, you guys.
It's hard.
But that's a big point. I mean, when you have, especially living where we do, just comparing to parts of India or where I serve my mission in Brazil. Right. And it's, you see maybe what third world countries might be going through, and it puts you into perspective. So we want to be able to make sure our kids understand, what hard work is and what that means. I think being an entrepreneur can be a huge blessing to a lot of people if that's what they're supposed to do. Yeah. And so trying to teach them entrepreneurial skills, even at this young age. I mean, we're here at the lemonade stand and our kids did a lemonade stand and my daughter did face painting and they walked away.
Except at the lemonade stand, somebody tipped her $20. And I was like, no, that's not teaching her anything. Yeah. Dang it.
But they were
give me $20. Yeah.
But anyway, they came back and it was just, one of those experiences that gets ideas in their mind. So then the next day, I think my son was grabbing anything in his room that he could sell at school. And we were like, that's
fidget
awesome.
spinners and
that's really awesome that you're thinking that way. I don't think your school's going to appreciate that. Yeah. But let's keep that, mentality going.
Dude, I love that. I absolutely love that. There's so many things I want to share with you guys regarding all of that stuff. Are you guys familiar with the movie Jaws? Steven Spielberg.
I haven't seen it, but you've seen it.
You've seen it.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. Well, so spoiler alert, the movie's about a shark.
Got it.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I shouldn't have said that. It's too soon. It did come out in 78 though. So, but one of the best things that happened to Steven Spielberg when he was making that movie was that the shark didn't work. It didn't work.
Oh,
It was
wow.
The mechanical thing?
shark did not
Oh.
work. There was malfunctions and it didn't work. So he had to get extremely creative, and he had to figure out ways to like make it seem like the shark is coming, but you don't actually see the shark. So you'd see the camera going up, you'd see the sound effects, and your imagination goes. And of course they did show the shark at times, but like it was very like tight shots and close-up shots and stuff, because if they showed the actual thing, it would work. It wouldn't work, right? But what I loved about that story was like he was faced with a severe limitation, and in that limitation he found creative solutions and found ways to make things like thrive. And now it became a huge hit, and he's Steven Spielberg. But I love that idea of having limitations and boundaries put upon you, and then saying, okay, within these boundaries, within these things, how can you be more creative? So kind of going back to India, I was hanging out with my cousins, and I said, hey, if you could live anywhere in the world, anywhere at all, where would you be? And without even hesitation, my cousin said, oh, Pondicherry, which is where he was currently living. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Let me rephrase the question. Anywhere in the world, you know? And he's like, no, Charan, Pondicherry. I'm like, wait, why would you choose Pondicherry? He's like, because I'm never lonely.
Oh,
and I'm like, dude,
all
that's
he
a
needs is there.
profound answer, right? Like he's like, yeah, I have all my friends here, my cousins here, and we are always celebrating, we're always enjoying life, and we're always having each other. And it was such a profound answer, because I remember being like, man, I feel like in the States I've got so many things and I'm always lonely, like but not, I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean?
Oh, are you okay?
I don't even
Give
know.
you a hug. No, I know what you
But you know what I mean though?
Yes.
Like it was an interesting thing when I realized, oh, like they don't, it's not even about material things for them. It's just about the connection that they have.
That's really cool.
But it is hard. And I'm glad you guys were mentioning about your kids, because we live in a completely different time than even in India or whatnot, right?
I think the idea behind problem solving,
Yeah.
I mean, this is something you'll hear a million times in our household where, the kid can't tie his shoes. And so either crying or getting mad and throwing a shoe. And it's like, hold on, how can you be a problem solver?
Yeah.
Let's try and solve these problems. And even just little bite-sized pieces of solving problems can lead them to solve larger problems future. And, bringing it to kind of the entrepreneurial world, I think really that's what entrepreneurs are doing, is trying to solve problems. Yeah. They're seeing something out in the world that's maybe done one way, but it could be done better.
Yeah.
Or maybe it can be done cheaper, or maybe it can be done, and you're just solving problems.
Absolutely.
And that's what I think is miraculous about, putting yourself at risk, starting a business, getting something going and trying to solve that problem. Sometimes you're going to fail. Yeah. And I had a business that I went out there and tried for 2 years, blood, sweat, and tears. Didn't work, failed. And so you have some wins, you have some losses, but throughout the whole process, you're learning.
Absolutely.
and hopefully building yourself to be a better person.
And the cool thing is like, if you can kind of like, which your mentality is going to help you guys with, detach yourself from the exact outcome of what you want it to be, then it's like, hey, cool, like this is going to be a great learning experience, whatever happens,
That's a good point.
Yeah. But I was going to ask you as well, like, did you feel like when you're, raising kids and all that stuff, like how are you able to like get them to, I don't know, how would you say it? Like not get so attached to the social media and all these things, because like it's such a crazy world that we're living in.
None of our
right
children
now.
have social media accounts.
Okay, here's the thing.
That's amazing.
On purpose.
Social media is, I believe, one of the greatest gifts of our day. Mm-hmm. It connects people.
Sure.
It shares information. It helps you find communities that you're so desperately looking for.
Family,
it
connection.
opens your bubble.
Yeah.
Now, I believe in opposition in all things. So for all of the benefits and joys and blessings that social media brings, it has equal amount of distortion and evil and negativity and all of that.
Yeah.
And that's with anything. I think if you're floating middle ground, you're not living your fullest life.
Yeah.
You really have to be willing to take the bad with the good in order to feel that greatness. So social media is definitely that. It is one of the greatest blessings that we have. It's also one of my biggest curses in my life. And for our kids, we will not.
We've chosen to not engage in social media for their.
We're not going to let them do
behalf.
that. When they are out of the house and can make their own decisions, that's fine. But for now, I mean, our oldest is 11. We still have some time to go. Who knows what social media will look like in 5-6 years?
Yeah.
But we will hold off as long as we can.
We just want to make sure that their brains and decision-making capabilities are developed enough to be able to know how to stay away from so much. I mean, we're talking about, pornography is everywhere. And, by click of a button, you can find it. So even them using not a smartphone so that there's, not an ability to access that. And of course, we need to train and help them to learn how. How, so it's not just avoid at all costs.
Yeah, we don't believe in that. For sure.
You have to teach them to be able to handle it and kind of put up a fight towards whatever evil is out there. But that's really, it's something important.
Okay, so a friend once told me, he's a bishop in our church, not this one, different one. And he said, look, if you look at the scriptures, because history repeats itself, he said, back in the day, you would just flee. You would flee Jerusalem. You would flee when there was discord, you would flee to protect your family. And then that kind of stopped working. So then you would just build barriers, build up walls, build fortifications. And then that kind of stopped working. He said, now is the era of hand-to-hand combat. He said, we can't run anymore. We can't protect our kids anymore. You have to give them the tools to fight. And we feel that even as adults in our own life, that we can't run. Yeah. So with everything we're talking about, problem solving and social media and turning lemons into lemonade, it's like you have to just learn to embrace the tools and do something good with them. And so that's our biggest goal, is not to shelter our kids. We obviously will protect them as much as we can, but to give them the right tools to know.
Well, it's interesting. I have a buddy, you guys might know him. He actually passed away last year. His name is Colin Karchner.
Yeah.
Do you know Colin?
Yeah.
So we went to high school together. And just really good friends, and he had this whole campaign Save the Kids, and he was talking about the danger of social media and everything like that. But it was interesting because a lot of his message focused on like not using it, like almost like put the phone down, put the phone down, which I think is very powerful. But the truth is social media is here to stay. It's here to stay. So it's like, for better or for worse, it's like equipping kids with the right mindset, equipping kids with the right ability to like distinguish right and wrong, especially when no one's brains are able to like take that much amount of stimuli at the exact same time, right? And for like kids developing brains, like I think it's very, very smart that you guys have chosen, not right now, kids. You are not going to have social media accounts right now.
That being said, it's what we do for a living. Social media is a huge part of how we reach people in India, in South Africa, in the UK. And it's allowed us to build this community. So our kids are very aware. We talk about it. We talk about the dangers of YouTube. I don't know. Anyway, so I know we're getting kind of off tangent.
No, it's great.
Thinking, but I do agree that it's kind of like abstinence only. Yes, that's a way to protect yourself from a lot of things. But then what else? Like, what's the rest of the story there? So
yeah, it's very interesting. Okay, I want to shift topics just a little bit. Now, you guys have a budgeting program that you've developed.
Budgetbootcamp.com.
Oh gosh, Bubba's our walking billboard.
It flowed. That was really amazing.
Deal.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. Tell me about this deal that you have going on.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
You can have one of our 8 kids to babysit on Wednesday when you buy today.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back to this accidental situation, necessity is the mother of all invention, right? And by necessity, I had to grow up and budget. And I still think it's annoying. I don't like it. I don't like budgeting or numbers or any of that. So I kind of call it like budgeting for the rest of us, because the people who love it are really good at it. So gosh, where did it start? I started teaching on the blog. That grew. I started doing TV segments.
She had hundreds and hundreds of blog articles, and they were a little bit hard to organize. Like if people wanted to say, okay, just teach me how, step A through Z. And so essentially she took all of this incredible content plus a bunch of proprietary kind of knowledge, put it together in a program.
First, before that though, it was, we started doing small, like one-on-ones.
Yeah.
I started just kind of, because people would want one-on-one help. And then we started to remember Frugality Bootcamp.
Of course.
We did this tiny little 20-person mini conference in his conference room of his office that he was renting. And then that got big. And then it was an in-person thing. And then I just kept having kids and was really tired. Yeah. And it was hard for people out of state. So yeah, I basically took what I used to do one-on-one,
Yeah.
and then to a small group, and then a bigger group, and then just, what Bubba said, made it digital. And it allowed me to be able to step back and bring in other content, more free content, and like the YouTube channel and blog posts, and teach other people other things. And then it got to the point where it's a little tricky, because it's kind of like someone who's on this weight loss journey, but then loses the weight. And it's like, so now they're not counting their calories as closely anymore. They can eat cake once in a while. And now they're maybe worried about other things, like what's the next phase of life. So we have all the budgeting, but we hit all of our goals. We got out of debt, did all these things. And then I felt like I started talking more, we together actually started talking more about like lifestyle, productivity, and how we were managing marriage and business and family. And people had more questions about that. So kind of out of left field came Productivity Bootcamp, which is a second program we have that's about like managing your time as well as you manage your money. So it's kind of where it's a little random, but here we are.
Covering all the bases.
Yeah.
It's freaking amazing is what it is.
Yeah,
No, it's so exciting.
It's so fun.
My gosh. My goodness. You know what? I want to get in debt just so I can take your program.
That's right.
Actually, you don't have to be in debt. There's a lot of people who aren't.
All right, you know what? I'll just take my
We'll just give it to you. Yeah, you'll be fine.
Thanks, guys. No, you know what? This is awesome. Okay, so again, shifting topics a little bit. You know, every entrepreneur, and every person has moments where they're dealt severe lemons, and it's up to them to decide, how am I going to turn this into lemonade, right? Was there ever a moment in your lives where you're like, oh man, this was a lemon. This was a heavy, heavy lemon?
Absolutely. I mean, so I started the one business early on in our marriage.
Yeah.
And about 6 years into it, I hired a CEO to run the day-to-day. So I wasn't involved being in the office every day, which was a huge, amazing miracle and blessing. But that's when I went to start my tech company.
Okay.
And, even went and raised venture capital.
Moved away for a couple of months.
Moved away to Colorado. She was on her own. 3 kids, pregnant with the 4th.
Wow.
It's fine.
By herself.
I'm fine. It's fine.
Are you okay?
It was pretty rough.
I have some lemonade.
Still going to therapy over
that.
And it didn't work out. Like 2 years of just incredible hard work away from the family, sacrifice.
Raising money for the first time.
Yeah, raising.
That was hard too.
And we had to shut it down. And I know I went probably for, 3 to 6 months of kind of this depression, and I didn't even know what it was, because I had never felt those feelings before. Yeah. I felt like my reputation was the business. Yeah. And it was a really unique opportunity to come to realize that I am not the business, that I'm, we as people are much more than whatever, stamp you put on yourself.
It's very interesting when you place your identity on something external.
Absolutely.
It's hard not to.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's hard not to.
Yeah, it's true.
But,
so I just thought that, I had failed life in general, instead of saying, no, the business failed. But that doesn't mean you can't pick yourself back up and go. And it took me a few months to get out of that. So that was probably one of the areas where I was low.
But flip side of that coin is business A, the first business, the one that he just sold last year. We couldn't even go away for a weekend. His phone was always ringing. If he was away physically from the office, everything would fall apart. He lived and breathed it. There was no clocking in, clocking out. And when this opportunity presented itself, he presented this idea at a business function, and it won, and it kind of it happened for him, basically, this second business. He's like, well, if I'm going to do it, might as well do it now. It forced him to release the grip a little bit. He had to try 3 times, finally found a CEO that could do it. And it allowed him to walk away. And then the second business, kind of humbled him a little bit, and also showed him this world of venture capital and all the stuff that was like, his sights were set on it. He's like, actually, this kind of sucks. I don't really like it. It's not the lifestyle I love. I don't want to be schmoozing people for money all the time. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Sure. No, but I met some of my best friends through this new process, and read 1 million different books and learned. I mean, it was a phenomenal learning. Talk about like getting an MBA. That was life,
because that was the plan. He wanted to do an MBA. But what's interesting is this failure, our marriage super suffered, not only because of that, but because for so many years we had just become ships in the night, and we were really good roommates. We were like really good co-parents. We were super good at it. And then all of a sudden something happens to rock the boat, and you realize how sandy a foundation we had. And it was rough. Like we weren't sure we were going to make it. And it was what we needed. It was our wake up call, but also it allowed us to grow so much. And in the end, when all the dust had settled, he realized this isn't the lifestyle I want. And he ended up, working with his company, selling his company. Now we work together and we live a really minimal, not minimal. We are not minimalist in any sense of the word. I am a full-blown maximalist. Give me all the things. Yeah. Yes. But meaning business is not our goal anymore. And it used to be. Yeah. And now our lifestyle is our goal, and how we raise our kids and the quality of time we spend together. And business is an amazing blessing that allows us to live the life we want, not the other way around.
And the business has allowed us to try and help change the world to be a better place. Oh, man. But I think that's what's allowed Jordan to do so well on social media, is that she's just produced amazing content. Yeah. Her followers on whether it's YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or blog, they're so incredibly loyal because of her realness on camera, or her just speaking the truth and really not waking up in the morning with no makeup on and hair is crazy and talking about herself or what's going on. So people have just fallen in love with the real nature instead of just the fake things that you see online all the time.
But we decided early on, and we work together now. That's the end of the story, is this business disaster, if you will, was actually the greatest blessing, because now we work together and he's able to bring his talents and skills. I just want to connect with my people. I just want to create the content. I don't want to worry about algorithms and Facebook ads and like payroll and all that stuff. So he manages a lot of that, and it's been a huge blessing. But we constantly sit down and we say, it's not about the numbers. And we train in our training that we have twice a year with our employees. We're like, it's not about the sales. It is not. It is not about revenue. It's about building stronger families, and we have to constantly refocus. But anyway, we're able to do that because of this this bowl of lemons.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Well, you know what's interesting, and I love this. I think like those lemons helped you guys learn what truly is authentic for you and what's not authentic. I mean, I remember last year when COVID hit, I was like praying a ton, and I'm like, man, what am I supposed to be doing? Because like everybody, like my career just kind of ended. Like there was no acting jobs going on and stuff. And one of the things I kept feeling was like, I needed to go have more fun in life. And I'm like, well, I like that revelation. That's amazing. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that all day long. But I remember praying more and more and asking like, well, why is that so important? And then I realized, because for me, when I'm having fun, I'm authentic. I'm truly authentic. And that was such a powerful revelation for me to learn, because so much of my priorities were mixed up into thinking, oh, I should do this because of this and this and this, and this will lead to eventually this, which will lead to eventually this. And, we need to do our business first and keep our business going because that's going to help this and this and this. But at the end of the day, you realize, no, it's about our lifestyle. It's about building families. And that's the most important thing. Yeah. And once you get your own intentions clear, I feel like people can really thrive. But when you're in intentions and you're not completely authentic to yourself, things just kind of, you either hit walls of resistance or you feel like things aren't going to like thrive or whatnot. And I don't know, it's just been like a really interesting experience for me to even like see that happen.
That's cool. Good for you.
Yeah. So I want to ask, because you texted me a picture of you in a spacesuit snowboarding, which was amazing. I am grateful that you did, because
thank you.
I didn't know my eyes can get blessed like that.
Yeah. It's a framer. It's a framer.
Now they
Bubba
have
will
been.
even sign it.
So what are some of the things that you do right now that brings you joy, other than wearing a spacesuit snowboarding?
Absolutely. Well, the spacesuit snowboarding has a very specific reason. Because
tell me.
I've now invented, this is going to go in the dictionary someday. It's called body sliding.
No.
I know it's not a thing yet, but it will be.
Like body surfing, but on snow.
But on snow, and you have to have a full body suit that is very slick and then you can just slide as fast as you can.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
I even did a 360. I was pretty proud of myself.
Are we talking like bum, back, stomach?
That was on my back with my snowboard up and me spinning, holding my legs, snowboard in the air, spinning, and then getting back up. And
That's
going.
my man.
Oh,
That's my
man.
man.
Dude.
Back off, lady.
That's the end zone right there.
That's the end
That was the
Kid
end zone.
number 9.
Yeah.
Keep talking about body slam.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I love anything board sports.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I just got back from a mountain biking trip in St. George.
Oh, awesome.
Love mountain biking. Outdoors, getting exercise is a ton of fun.
Yeah.
If I can incorporate family and exercise outdoors, that's like the best.
Yeah.
But we're getting there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our kids are still a little bit small.
Yeah, no. It's
But anyway, I love all those things.
Amazing.
I love, on the money thing, she's been really good at like setting up our family systems and making sure we're doing the budgeting and I just like to invest our money and like go find things
to spend it.
Oh, nice.
I spend it on things that can make more.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bubba's really, really good at investing.
So I love that. Even
Like
the whole
when he
crypto
sold
world.
his business, it was really hard, but we didn't use any of it. Not a dime for fun. Which took a lot of self-control. We used it all for a number of
A lot of times
investments.
you're like, I sold a business. I went and got a Porsche.
Got a boat. Yeah.
No, we just put in investments.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Which allows us to live
Which
the
is a
life we
huge
live.
blessing.
Got us,
Yeah.
we just moved and got us into our awesome house. Anyway.
That's some of my fun stuff though.
I love that. What about yourself?
Ooh, okay. I love gathering people. It brings me so much joy having people for dinner, throwing parties in the backyard, having people to our cabin. I love gathering people because I felt lonely for so much of my life that I love facilitating, familial experiences for people. I also love it for my kids. I really love for them to be super social and have a lot of friends and see a lot of different diverse backgrounds and people. And anyway, that's important to me. I love
She likes
going
dancing.
out to eat. I love dancing. Trying to think. I have 8 kids. Okay.
She
we
loves
have 8
shoes.
kids. Yeah, well, I do. I love spending time with my family. I also really like breaks from my family. So I love
great.
it when Bubba and I go out to eat on the weekends and I get to just
Date night.
drink my
Gotta keep
Diet
the date night
Coke
going.
and talk about things without kids.
We
squawking at
we
us.
try to do like, this has only happened after 10 years of marriage, but we try to do one trip for just us a year and then one trip with the whole family with the kids a year. And that's been a really fun adventure.
That's so awesome.
And then we try to spend as much time as we can at the cabin, which is just
So, okay, now going back to what we were discussing earlier, is there anything you guys do, making memory wise, that's totally free, but you love doing it because it makes
absolutely
like
hikes.
I would
hikes.
say most of what we do as a family is free. I mean, going to McDonald's is like a $45 experience for
When you
us.
have
There was
10
10 of
people
us
in your family.
It's like we really don't take it lightly. And I think people would be really surprised at how little we spend week to week.
right.
They'd be really surprised. We just spend our money on other things like our home or a cabin or whatever.
Sure.
It's all different. Some people eat out. We don't really much. We love being outside. Bike rides are a big one for us.
We're not like video gamers.
Yeah.
So it's all about being outside. We want to play music together. So the kids are learning piano and I'll play the guitar with them. And Jordan's a wonderful singer and piano player.
Oh my gosh! What?
Oh my gosh.
Stop! No,
Hang on.
He
Let's hear
literally
it.
is lying.
Solo.
Yeah.
I'll beatbox like Derek did.
Yeah. Like Bishop
I'm not
Minor.
going to pull her on the spot.
Oh man.
But no,
Wiki.
we do a lot of fun things like that. I mean, literally, we talked about kitchen dance parties.
Yeah.
We have an actual disco ball in our kitchen, like an
so
actual
great.
one. It's great.
Well,
I like it.
it's attached to
Multiple
a
colors.
speaker, so it's
We
very
do
fun.
need to put one in the ceiling though. We do a lot of like movie nights because we don't do a ton of screens during the week. So that for our kids is really special.
Yeah.
Games. Oh my gosh, we're obsessed with board
love
games.
games.
My kids
Kids are getting good.
dominate us at Uno. It's a
course.
joke.
They're pretty good.
Of
Yeah.
course. I mean, it's like it requires so much skill to play that game. It's interesting because it's like all of these things that you're talking about can create so much memories for like forever, and it also like it dictates a lot of like, oh, we had so much fun doing this, and that's why we're gonna make this into a business. I remember while I was at BYU, my buddy, I was always hanging out with him. he just had like so much fun like calling random girls when we was in the dorm. Like he would just call random girls and see how long he could talk to them on the phone before they're like, wait, who is this? And so he just loved doing this. And I'm like, dude, you're so dumb. Like, why are you doing that? So while I'm hanging out with him and he's doing this, he's like, all of a sudden gets the idea and says, listen, the reason why I'm calling you is because I have a foreign exchange student with me. And I'm like, oh I'm like, dude, why would you do, you know? And I knew he was like roping me into like his schemes. I'm like, dude, no, stop. He's like, no, and he keeps talking to this girl. He's like, look, he really wants to talk to you. And I'm like, I really don't want to talk to her. And he's like, no, he's just like really shy and everything, but just humor him, please, if you don't mind. So of course I get on the phone. And I have to have the accent now. So I'm like, hello, yes, yes, I am very excited to meet you, and thank you very much. And then he proceeded to say, yeah, like he's in one of your big classes. I'm like, dude, this is getting worse and worse, right?
Scamming the poor lady.
Poor girl. And then this girl, I remember she was saying to him, she's like, come on, this is the same guy. You just had the accent. He's like, it's not this. I swear it's a different person. Look, he's really shy, but he really wants to meet you. I'm like, I really don't want to meet her.
Oh my God.
And then he just keeps going on and on. And he's like dying laughing. And he's just like really shy. Like he has like a lip disease. I'm like, lip disease? Like what in the world is happening? You know?
You needed a new roommate.
And so I'm like, dude. And so after he hung up, he's like, dude, we got to go meet her. I'm like, what are you? No, I don't want to meet her.
Wait. She still wanted to meet you? Even with the lip disease?
He's like, you got to like go say hi to her. And so then I'm like, well, what are we going to do about the lip disease? And he's like, dude, I got that covered. So we call our other friend, and she comes over and she brings her bottle of mascara and like paints like this weird thing from the corner of my lip all the way down to my chin, my jawline or whatever.
Stop it.
It just looks so ugly, right?
Oh my gosh.
So I go down to, back then it was like Heritage Halls. And they were in Helaman. So we had to go down to Helaman Halls. And so...
That's where the party's at.
I guess so. And so I start like pretending, and we finally meet this girl, whoever this girl was, and she was just like shocked because it's like, oh my gosh, there really is an Indian guy, and
with a weird lip fungus,
with a lip disease, and my name was Abu because that's what my buddy said. So I'm like, yes, hello, very nice to meet you. And so after she left, I'm like, guys, that was so dumb. Like, let's just get the heck out of here. This is so bad. He's like, no, dude, we just got here. Let's just see how long this can go. So then
at your expense.
At my expense, of course. Mm-hmm. And so then they were like, they were saying to me, they're like, okay, you come to us and ask where the bathroom is whenever the girls come by, and we're gonna, or no, where Heritage Halls is. That's what it is. And then we're gonna point you into the bathroom. I'm like, oh, okay. So I would like pretend to go up to them, like, I'm trying to get to Heritage Halls. I'm very lost. And they're, oh yeah, it's just right in there. And they point me to the bathroom just to see what the girls would do. Well, after a little bit of this one really beautiful girl like grabs me and pulls me away and like starts just yelling at my friend, like, you do not deserve to be at BYU. You did not, like, how dare you, like insult this poor kid. And I'm like, oh my word. Like,
and
what am I
getting out the next day without the accent.
Right. And so then, well, it was funny because she's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm very fine. Please, no need to encourage me. And anyway, we finally got out of that situation. The following year, after my friends had all like left on missions, I'm outside reading scriptures. It's a beautiful day, and all of a sudden I hear a girl go, Abu, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Stop it.
I cannot believe like a year goes by, and I'm like, what am I gonna do?
Did you throw on the accent?
I had to.
Of course.
I had to.
The lesson is you never screw with people because you never know.
You just never know when it's gonna come back. But the reason why I share all this stuff is like that whole ridiculous thing with that whole character ended up being a thing where now I've actually created a TV show.
Oh my God.
Because of like those things,
those
right?
experiences.
So it's interesting to see like how like little things or like ridiculous things that you would do. Like, hey, I want to live cheaply. I want to live fun. And this is what we're going to do. Now is like, it became something, right?
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe our next program should be how not to get murdered, because that girl had no business meeting two random people. No. She clearly doesn't listen to true crime. No, I'm just saying that you could have been Ted Bundy. Yeah. For all she knows. I need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Next YouTube video.
I'll be a part of that if you want. I'm happy to. I'm happy to be a part of that. No, you guys, this is so awesome. So I only have a few more questions. One, what are your greatest fears right now?
Greatest fears. Greatest fears. That's interesting. We might have somewhat similar fear. I think something happening to our children. That's a big fear. It's like, hey, if I get struck by lightning and die, it's like, you know what? Then it was my time to go.
Sure.
But if something happened to our kids, that'd be really tough. It'd be tough as a parent to watch someone that you helped bring to this world go through something hard.
I know our little 6-year-old has a stomach bug right now. And I just kind of wanted to curl up and die just watching her be so miserable, even just last night. I don't know. So a lot of what we do and a lot of where our business is at is we've actually made a lot of shifts to allow for more time to be present with our kids. Because even if it's not physically protecting them, it's helping them practice that hand-to-hand combat and just be more present during those integral times of their day. So, and people online have noticed. They're like, wow, where'd you go? I don't feel like you're around as much. And it's like, I got 8 babies.
That's
that
on
I'm
purpose.
Really just I'm all in on them and business is second.
What's the quote? The no success or
no failure. I don't know, something.
No success
in the workplace can ever compensate for failure in the home.
No, that's right. So we want to make sure
I don't think that was the right quote, but it was
something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
So we want to do right by our kids, physically,
that.
Emotionally, socially. Anyway, it's hard to remain private when you're online, and that's something I feel a very great sense of duty and responsibility that I signed up for this, but my kids didn't. Right. And so it's this very delicate balance of
protecting them from
mm-hmm.
your actual space.
Yeah. But it's also a great joy, and our kids are really, really capable and super responsible. And a lot of the blessings we have are based on this path that we've chosen. So yeah, I agree. That's a fear. I'm afraid of snakes. I think they're gross.
Yeah, I read something about that, about like my elbow being like twisted a certain way.
I will literally snap your elbow.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Throw a snake at me. Yeah,
it was interesting.
No hesitation.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
I'm afraid. What are we afraid of, Bubba? So here's the thing. I believe that living your life by fear lends itself to a lot of anxiety and a lot of doubt and a lot of I could imagine that someone that bases a lot of their decisions off of fear, that at the end of their life, they'll look back and see a lot of missed opportunities.
Sure.
I believe in caution, but I believe that fear is not of God. And I believe that we are given fill in the blank, your intuition, your conscience, the Holy Ghost, the light of Christ, whatever, that guides you and keeps you safe for the most part. But I could walk down those stairs and break my neck and die today. But does that make me afraid to walk up the stairs or down the stairs? I forget the example I gave. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so we talk about this a lot where if one of us is feeling afraid, we try to check ourselves and we say, is this caution or is this fear? Mm. Our babies, our kids, they all have to wear helmets, but I'm not going to not let them ride their bikes. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Fear is an interesting question.
Yeah. I like that you said that. And I've shared this analogy before, but when I was, and this happened to me when I was about 12 or 13, I was 12. My parents just divorced. My dad and my brother were sleeping on the bed and I was sleeping on the ground. And I for whatever reason, I just couldn't fall asleep. And it was summertime. And it was like around 12:30 at night. And I'm laying down and I'm just stretching, right? I have my arms above my head. I'm stretching. And all of a sudden, someone comes and grabs my right wrist. Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Is this for real?
For real. Someone comes and grabs my right wrist, and I do one of those sucking screams, like the, type of screams. And when I finally got like the courage to speak out loud, I yell out like really loud, like Dad or Sareth, because Sareth is my younger brother. And I thought for sure it's got to be my kid brother, because only he would decide to freak me out in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But the hand that was holding it felt bigger. It felt bigger than my kid brother's hand. So then I'm logically Dad, is it you? You know? But again, no noise. So I was okay, I've got to face this. I've got to face this fear. And so I slowly pull my arm back, my right arm back, and I still see this hand just holding on. So I follow it. And it led to my left hand. Apparently, my left arm fell asleep.
Stop it, you jerk. I'm dying.
You know what?
I'm dying.
I needed you guys to go. I needed you guys to go there with me. Didn't it feel good?
Oh, you jerk.
I totally threw an emotional snake on you. I apologize. But you know what? Here's the thing.
If I could reach your elbow, I would snap it right now.
Emotionally, you would. Yes, right, absolutely. Here's the thing, though.
I think that's happened to you before.
I literally, my arm completely fell asleep. I'm like, what in the world? in the world just happened. That was so insane.
So maybe I've had some experiences like that.
So you know.
Mine is draped over my head.
Totally.
So then it's just this dead weight on the side of your face.
Yeah,
yes. Okay. I get
right.
it.
So
do you have gangly arms?
I don't know.
It's a thing. I don't know. We'll have to measure.
I don't know. We'll have to measure our arms. But the thing was, it was so terrifying. But when I finally faced my fear, I realized, oh my gosh, this was in my mind and I'm an idiot, you know? But so I love like the idea of like distinguishing, okay, fear versus caution. Because you know, caution, danger, you gotta protect yourself. But I'm glad you guys have like this measurement of saying, okay, whoa, fear, that's me holding myself back. That is me grabbing my own right arm, you know, and holding myself back.
For the tune of like entrepreneurs, I know a lot of people who like, my greatest fear is my business failing. And the reality is like, you're going to fail at some point, and that's okay. And so I don't even think that comes to mind that, our businesses could fail at any point.
Sure.
And, but that's okay, because you can start another one, you know, and it's the same thing, I think, in most elements of life. If you flunk a class, you can go do it again, right? And you're going to have to deal with consequences. There's good consequences, bad consequences, but the reality of choosing to live not in fear will be a lot better life lived.
A practice that we do is you just say the word "and." So it's like, oh my gosh, I'm afraid. I don't know, whatever. I made a post online that people. I'm so afraid of saying this, standing up for what I believe in online, because I'm afraid. Okay, and like, why? Well, I'm afraid that it's gonna hurt feelings. Okay, and it's like, and really, when you boil it down, it's like, I don't know, if you're right with God, everything in the end is going to be fine. It's not that it's not going to hurt. Yeah. It's not that it's not going to be uncomfortable, but I don't know. So if you really stop and breathe it out and boil it down, and you like focus on the truth of the situation and eliminate the fear and see it for what it is, it brings a lot of clarity.
Well, in acting, there's an improv game called Yes and. And that's not even a game. It's just the rules of improv, which is really the rules of life, I think. It's where you accept the situation and then you add upon it. Right?
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah. And so
is that the game we're playing?
Let's play the game. No, I mean, so the idea is like, whatever happens in life, you just accept it and be like, okay, this happened. And now we move on. Right. And that's kind of like what you're saying with the,
okay.
With the
end.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Okay, guys, last question. You guys ready for this? Okay, Final Jeopardy. What? I'm just kidding. Blue. Dang it, that's
26.
No, man. Okay.
Florida.
Shoot.
I'm really good.
You're really good. She's really good. Dang it. What advice would you give your younger selves? What advice would you give your younger selves?
Keep laughing at yourself.
Yeah?
That's one thing.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Don't take yourself too seriously.
Yeah. I would definitely tell myself to stop making decisions based on anticipating other people's reactions of them. Like stop living your life for other people. High school is the epitome of that. Totally. The things I wore, the everything I did, I was just constantly wondering what other people would think about it.
Sure.
And so, and then even into our newlywed years, it was a hard habit to break. So I feel like now I'm at the point where it's like I can really focus on my family and God and kind of the pure intent behind what I do, and doing it purely out for the right reasons. Totally. Motive. Focus on your motive. Would be a fancier way of saying that.
I love that. Well, it's so true. Like I remember when I was a kid, 6th grade, I bought Reebok pumps. I was just so stoked.
Love those shoes.
So great, right? I love those shoes.
What color were they? I got a picture.
They were the ones with the red, the
actual
orange,
basketball.
The actual basketball version.
Mine were black and white with the actual basketball.
Yeah, it was so great. In fact, I'm trying to get some right now. But I remember like thinking like, oh man, I'm so cool. Like I love these shoes. These are so great. But I also remember thinking, I wonder what my friends are going to think. I was always like kind of like thinking about like, oh, what are they going to think because now I have the Reebok pumps. But it is interesting when you can let go of the expectation of other people and just like live life fearlessly and joyfully and authentically. Magic just happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's awesome.
I agree. Do you believe in magic?
Just like that.
That should be our live theme song.
With that song, that is the greatest way to close I've ever known. That was amazing. Guys, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Seriously.
Thanks for having us.
For being on this podcast. And like, so wonderful to get to know you guys. I would love to like keep in touch and work with you guys.
Absolutely.
This is amazing. And yeah, thank you. Any last words before we wrap up?
Stay strong.
Ooh, I like
Be
that.
true. That's what I say to my kids before they go on dates. Stay strong.
Our kids are 11 and 9.
I know. I'm just practicing. I'm warming up for when they are teenagers and when that actually happens.
Just back that
Yeah,
up.
I was like thinking about that. I'm like, interesting. That's a very. But hey, you know what? Like, listen, every family's different.
Yeah.
And so
I'm just
it's
getting
great.
started now.
In the
I'm practicing these
All right,
words.
I've got
And I'm
good-
cleaning my gun too. Just
Yeah.
practicing that for when the boys come for the girls.
I've got good final words.
Oh, okay.
Our 6-year-old, when she was 5 one night. Let's see if I can do this. Not a good actor. Can't keep a straight face.
Can't wait to see.
Okay.
This.
She was 5 and
You
Bubba
better
was
be ready to
tucking her
laugh
in.
because she's building
I'm
this
so
up right now.
stoked. I know.
Bubba was tucking her in and he's like, "Oh, good night, Davy." And she's like, "Good night." And big balls.
Okay. There's a video game.
Like,
There's a video game called Wipeout. And they have big red balls.
Good night and big balls.
And they say
Yeah.
that on the show.
So that's those are my final words.
Good.
Put it on my tombstone.
Honestly,
And balls.
I don't even know if I want to do another podcast after this because that was the final ending
mic drop.
of all
Mic
things.
drop.
Clearly need some acting lessons.
No,
now.
it was so
Keep at
great.
it.
No, you guys are great. Well, seriously, thank you guys so much for joining me on this podcast. It's been such a fun journey. Great to get to know you all. And let's go to India together.
I was going to
Let's
say,
do it.
Let's
episode
go to
2
India.
will be in India.
with the Bennetts, and we'll
I'm
have a
done.
blast. You know, it'll
I'm
be
not
awesome.
kidding. Let's do it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
See ya.
Thanks so much for listening to the Lemonade Stand podcast, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on whatever platform you use to be alerted when we release new episodes. We'd also love to hear your feedback in the reviews, and if you or someone you know has an awesome Lemonade Stand story, please reach out to us on social media and let us know. Thanks so much, and have a great day.